Very good evening, guys. This is Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting. As we speak, Treasury Consulting is a multi asset and multinational hedge fund. By multi asset, I mean we actively cover our position in multiple asset classes like gold, silver, platinum, palladium, oil, oil related products, spread, fracs, cracks, equities, foreign exchange, and multiple asset classes. God willing, we would be adding more asset classes in the near term. But like I said many times, and I would continue to repeat all the times, that we are a proprietary hedge fund. By proprietary, I mean to say no third party, let me repeat, no third party can invest capital in our funds. Please do take a note of that. None of the subsidiaries of the Treasury Consulting is asking any form of investment from a third party. Please do take a note of that. Guys, I already warned you that the banking sector is moving towards a serious collapse. And the signals are very, very apparent now. But that's a separate thing that few people in the industry really do not want it to see that. They feel that their egos are already hurted. And if they see this or if they acknowledge this, then it's a real trouble for them, unfortunately. But they acknowledge this or do not acknowledge this, that hardly matters to the globe and to the industry because the damage is on the way. We all knew that American banks are cutting jobs, you know, whether this is JP Morgan, whether this is Goldman Sachs, Citi, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, almost everyone is cutting the job. And guys, remember that in banking industry, there is a parlance that if on paper the job cut is one example, then technically it is five. I worked in the banking domain front office in the last almost 9.5 years. And I knew that in banking, what you see is actually a tip of an iceberg because the real iceberg never reflect in the banking. And now, today, which is around 5th December 2022, we are getting another news as far as the American banking is concerned. But before I share this news, let me make a small background of this news. Guys, remember that investment banking is one of the important, I would say, investments in a revenue stream for American banks. That's a separate thing that they never agree to it in public. But the hard reality, this is a fact. If you open the annual report of Goldman Sachs, JP, Citi, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, you will get to know that what I'm talking about. But we don't have time to open the annual report. We do not study them. Probably we do not understand that. Probably we are not interested as well because the knowledge level is always an issue. Remember that investment banking is a kind of business which boom when there is a global boom. And when there is a depression or when there is a recession, it never boom, rather it flung. And this is something which is happening with the investment banking industry of United States. And please note that when I'm using a word United States, that doesn't mean that the European investment banking industry is safe. But unfortunately, we do not have statistics in the public domain. And until and otherwise we have statistics in public domain, we cannot comment to it. But having said that, if United States, US investment banking is falling, it effectively means that European is also falling. Sooner or later, you will see the statistics in the public domain. According to the public information which is published in media, and you know that I always speaks about the public information, the banks like JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citigroup, all are waiting plans to cut bonus pools for their investment bankers as much as 30%. According to the people familiar with that knowledge, some firms are also planning to give low performance, no reward, which means zero bonus. The proposals are still under discussion and could change in the coming weeks, according to the people who understand this insider information. But what is the biggest point? The biggest point is not this 30% cut or probably zero bonuses. The biggest point is the fraud and is the background of these banks. You talk about JP Morgan, Bank of America, and Citi. At least two, JP Morgan and Citi, there is hardly any fraud which they're not done with. There is hardly any month when their names are not coming up in the public domain. The money which they're spending on a yearly basis as far as the legal fees is concerned, which means the fees to the lawyers, as far as the fines, the impositions are concerned, you can't even believe that. But the beauty is these frauds and everything would continue. They won't stop. These frauds and everything won't stop. Rather, you know what is going to get happen? The happening is they would be cutting jobs. So I would tell you that what is latest what JP Morgan is up to. You know, guys, there is a website called Violation Tracker. I don't know how well you are with the internet and how well you, I would say, searching the internet, but I would always search internet and I always trying to get maximum information out of the internet. But if you search the internet and you will say that JP Morgan scandals, simply write JP Morgan scandals, you will get a lot of information about JP Morgan scandals in 2022, probably in 2021, in 2020, and so on and so forth. The latest scandal is of the gold manipulation and everything which has happened in 2022. Another beauty is that JP Morgan Chase, I repeat, JP Morgan Chase settled, I repeat, JP Morgan Chase settled with the Justice Department for 13 billion. I repeat, JP Morgan Chase settled with the Justice Department amounting 13 billion. Guys, I would like to tell you one thing, that according to the public information, investment banking revenue of the top 5 US bank, which includes the top 5, it's being down by around 47%. And I'm not saying this, it is the public figures which is talking it about. It is tantamount to approximately 18.8 billion, which means approximately 19 billion. Approximately 19 billion. And I'm telling you one thing, that this 19 billion is definitely not a small amount. Probably for few people in the media industry, it is a small amount, but it is not a small amount. And I'm telling you right away, in November 2022, that investment banking firms would be cutting jobs or would be culling a huge quantity of jobs. Because it would be very difficult for investment banking firms to digest the loss of around 19 billion US dollars. And like I said, that European banking industry is also not safe. So just take an example at Bank of America and the Citi Group. That means executive may hold bank pools for traders around last year levels. And I'm telling you that the bonus pools would fall severely in next year as well. You would even see that there would be exorbitant job cuts as far as the bonus pools are concerned. So this year, Citibank, Bank of America, Barclays are considering given dozens of their lowest performance no bonus, which means in our parlance it is called zero out, or it is also known as receiving zero bonuses. And I'm not sure whether the other banks would be doing this or not, but one thing is very clear that sooner or later, I repeat, sooner or later, the investment banking industry across the globe would be paying an extensive price of the same. Extensive price of the same. Please be rest assured that I'm telling you right now. But nonetheless, I would be covering this more video as in-person videos, but I am going to warn you that if you are thinking or expecting your career in investment banking, then please be very careful because more layoffs would be on the way. As soon as we'll have more information, we would let you know. But one thing is very sure that these banks would continue to, pay the fines, I would say, one way. Alternatively, they would continue to fire people on the other way. This is what I can see. This is what I can say. Nonetheless, recession is here, depression is here. Depression will take more big shape and size very soon. We agree to it, we do not agree to it. I'll let you know, I'll keep you posted. This is Rahul Magan from Treasury Consulting Group. You knew my personal number, +91. I repeat, +91 9899242978. Let me repeat, +91 9899242978. Alternatively, you can visit our fixed income platform, which is www.fixedincome.global. Let me repeat, www.fixedincome.global. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great time ahead.